Hey, what's up? I'm DeAndre, and I'm coming to y'all today with a story time. Now look, this is going to be about the first time I ever lived with a roommate. Now look, before we even get started, I'm telling y'all, don't do it, alright? Don't do it unless your name is on the lease, because you're setting yourself up if your name ain't on that lease, I'm telling you. So look, I was living in my apartment, right? And my lease was coming to a conclusion. So I was getting tired of living in the same spot, you know, looking out the same ass window, looking around in the same ass hood, seeing the same ass old ass dirty niggas in front of the liquor store talking about dry pussy and old pussy and shit. I was getting tired, so I was figured I'm gonna go ahead on and not renew my lease, right? So look, I pulled out my laptop real quick and I went on that Craigslist because my friend was telling me that you could find a lot of good deals on Craigslist, right? And this was back in the day, I mean like 10 years ago. That was before Craigslist. You actually went on Craigslist and you went over somebody's house. Now these days they killing niggas and shit. They kidnapping niggas all over some fucking furniture. So this was like 10 years ago when Craigslist was cool, right? So I said I was going to try out Craigslist, right? So I love going to Craigslist. You know, I'm scrolling down and everything. And I saw the roommate section. I was like, well, I never had a roommate before, so this should be a little different for me, you know. And I keep on scrolling down, and I saw $400 a month, y'all, for a roommate. Man, I pulled out my cell phone so fast, I broke that shit. So look, I dialed the number, right? I picked up the phone. I was like, hello? He said, hello. I said, hey, what you doing? He said, just chilling. He said, what you doing? I said, looking at this deal that you fucked around and typed up on this computer. I said, $400? Is you serious, yo? He was like, yeah, I'm serious. What, you trying to move in? I said, hell yeah, I'm trying to move in. He was like, where you live at? I said, down here by the church, you know, by the school, by the liquor store. He said, all right, I'm going to be around there. Bet. Yo. I washed my ass real quick, right? I threw on some clothes. He pulled up in a Scooby-Doo van out front, right? So I go outside. He was like this tall Hispanic guy. So he was like, come on, hop on in. So I opened up his squeaky ass door. He had some papers on the seat and shit. He was like, oh, you can throw them papers in the back on the floor. So I took the papers. I threw them on some soda cans and shit in the back. So we pulled off, right? We in the car, we asking each other questions. I'm asking him questions, he asking me questions. Because let me tell you something. It's best to get to know the person that you're going to be living with. Because you will want to know up front of any warning signs of a serial killer. Any red flags need to be known up front. For instance, if he say that he is an antisocial bedwetter, it's time to get the fuck up out the car, alright? Or look, if he say that his favorite song is that song by Tiny Tim called Tiptoe by the Tulips, yo, if he would have told me that shit, I would have jumped out the car while I was moving. He checked out though, he was cool, he was bona fide, you know. So look, we pull up to the house, right? And I look out the window, I'm like, damn, you living large up in the hills of Baltimore. That house looked like a fucking video house. I thought I was going to see some bad naked bitches walking out the house. I was like, yeah, I'm about to be living large up in here, eating steaks and scrimps and shit every night. So he showed me around the house, right? I lie to you not, this house had 4 floors. Alright, it had a chandelier in the living room. It wasn't even a TV out front. I was like, yeah, that's how you know this shit is some uppity shit right here. These motherfuckers read books all day. So look, he keeps showing me around the house. And it turns out it was 4 other people already living there. You know, they was already living in their rooms like royalty and shit. Whole time I'm thinking the butler gonna pop out of nowhere and offer me some shit. You know, so he showed me my room. And he asked, am I satisfied with that? I said, hell yeah, I'm satisfied with it. You know, he was like, well, when can you move in? I told him I can move in next week, so I give him my deposit, you know, so he can hold the room for me That way he won't try to sell that shit to somebody else, right? So look, the next week rolled on past, right? So I knock on the door. He opened up the door. He said, "Hey." I said, "Hey." So look, he took me to the back, right, where he commenced to pulling out some papers because he wanted me to sign up some documents stating the rules of the house and all this type of shit. So I signed my name on the dotted real quick, you know. So I gave him the rest of my money, you know, my rent money. And he gave me the keys and gave me the alarm code. All right, so he was like, "When can you move in?" I said, "Well, I got my shit outside now." So I took all my shit and I moved it right up in the house. Sure did. So look, the first month was cool and everything. You know, he liked to talk a lot. And, you know, I don't really have a problem with talking. So I used to talk a lot to him too. I wasn't really looking for a friend to live with because then they'll try to take advantage of you. And then before you know it, y'all get into an argument and somebody will have to leave. So I wasn't really looking for a friend, you know, to live with. But I guess it was cool. So during that first month, it was cool and everything. But I also noticed that roommates kept on leaving, like one by one by one. I was like, damn, why everybody keep moving out and nobody moving in? Like every week somebody new was moving out and nobody else was moving in. So I was like, damn, what is going on around here? So look, it got to the point where it was just me and him living in that house. Now look, he started walking around in his drawers, y'all. I mean, man thighs everywhere. I mean, like, bell, just walking around with his man thighs out. I mean, I don't really mind him wearing his drawers around the house. I mean, because it is his house. You know, he can do whatever the fuck he want. But it was just kind of weird, though. Like, why is he walking around in his drawers, his thighs everywhere? And it wasn't even, like, boxer briefs. It was, like, the regular briefs from like the 90s. I didn't even know niggas still wore them shits no more. But apparently they do. Shit, I was like, now what if I start wearing my drawers around the house too? You know, it'd be weird as shit. Hell, if he could enjoy the comforts of the house, hell, why can't I? Shit. So look, one day he asked me did I want to go to work with him. I was like, hell yeah, how much you paying? He said, nothing, you just gonna go to work with me. I was like, hell no, you got me fucked up to the highest of fucked uptivity. I was like, you can at least buy me lunch or something. He was like, alright, that's cool. So look, this is what he do. He work in upholstery. And basically what that is people bring in their raggedy ass couches to him and shit. And what he do is he takes some fabric and cover the stains and shit. And he takes some fabric and stitch the fabric over the stains and shit. So that when you have guests over, your guests will be sitting on chicken stains and juice stains and they don't even know it. So I went on here and I went to work with him. Now let me tell y'all, yo, this was the most boring day of my motherfucking life, y'all. Like, I can literally feel my arteries hardening inside my body. That's how boring it was, y'all. Alright, look, so this is when shit hit the fan, alright? So I got off work. I got off the bus. I was walking down to the house, right? So I put my key in the lock, and I twist the lock. The door wouldn't open. So I was like, this motherfucker really just locked me out this house. So I started getting mad. Little did I notice that something was barricading the fucking door, right? So I go around back to use my key. My key still wouldn't work. So I'm beating on the door like a crazy person, right? Mad as shit. So he opened up the door. He was like, look, you gotta leave. I'm like, I gotta leave? I was like, why I gotta leave? He was like, because somebody broke in this house and I think you had something to do with it. I'm like, he told me that I didn't put the alarm on when I left out this morning. I told him, okay, when I left out this morning, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to go to work and I've been gone all day. And it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm just getting back home. So either you was here all day and you was twiddling your thumbs while the robbers was in the house. Either that happened, or when you left out, you didn't put the alarm on. It was you who didn't put the alarm on. So either way, this is falling on you. Alright? So, yo, the problem is with you. So we got to arguing. He couldn't say nothing about what I was saying. Yo, we almost came to blows out at that back door. So we still down there arguing or whatever. He start talking. I leave while he in the middle of mid sentence and shit. I go upstairs to see what was missing of mine, you know. So I look around my room, like little shit is missing, you know. It's all material things. I can get the shit back, you know. So he come up behind me saying, "Oh, you got to leave. You got to leave. You got to leave." I'm like, "Yo, get the fuck out of my face, like seriously, yo." I got on the phone with my homeboy. He was like, "Yeah, I know a landlord. He can get you in this place." He was like, "You got such and such amount of money." I was like, "Yeah," but that's something my uncle always taught me. Always save your money. See, living there, I was saving my money. I always save my money. So I had a few thousand already in the bank or whatever. So I was good, you know. So that night, I went to my roommate. I said, "Look, listen to me, all right, and listen to me thoroughly. All right, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to leave tonight. I'm going to leave in 2 weeks, all right? Now, during the course of this 2 weeks, don't say shit to me or else you're going to see me nut the fuck up like you have never seen me nut the fuck up before, all right? One thing about us Libras, don't fuck with us, yo, because we could be your bestest friend or your worstest motherfucking enemy. Don't screw us over, y'all. I'm DeAndre.